How long do you think it'll take before Gilbert starts telling? How long before he becomes a snitch, an informant, a cooperating witness? How long do you think it's gonna take? Hey, hey, listen. I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, but that was a private party at his house. Do what he did." That's not how this works. You're under fascism. Okay, you're under communism, socialism. The government wants their cut. It's just that simple. If you're gonna conduct commerce in this United States of America Incorporated, you're going to owe. If you're going to conduct commerce, pay this entity, this corporation, its monies. Render unto Caesar what is his. Jesus told you that. Even Jesus said, hey, if there's a tax, pay the tax. Okay? Wow. You mean to tell me he couldn't link up with Barstool Sports or DraftKings and say, hey, sponsor me with this gambling thing I got going on? Be a sponsor. Why would you have to do this illegally? This makes no sense. Okay. He was arrested in SoCal on Wednesday after authorities say he ran an illegal gambling business. Federal. Okay, wait. Where is it? Let me find all the people's names. Here we go. My bad. Here we go. Okay. This is official. It's from the feds. Okay. All right. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas and 5 other defendants, including a suspected high-level member of an Israeli transnational organized crime group. You're in bed with the Israelis? You're in bed with the Israelis? Israel is everywhere. Israel is the real Hydra. Okay? You're in bed with Israel. Sir. Including a suspected high-level member of an Israeli transnational organized crime group. Were arrested today on a federal indictment alleging they operated an illegal gambling business in which high-stakes poker games were played at an Encino mansion Arenas owned. Arenas, 43, of Woodland Hills, is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business, and 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators. That's 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. He is scheduled to make his initial appearance and be arraigned this afternoon in the United States District Court in downtown LA today, right now. This is cracking right now. Also charged in the indictment and arrested today in connection with the illegal gambling business charges are Yevgeny Gershman, aka Giora of Woodland Hills. This is the crime figure, a suspected organized crime figure from Israel. God damn, y'all cannot be this stupid. Are you for real right now? Are you for real right now? Now, if Melly Monaco is as smart of a woman I believe she is, she's gonna ride this out and then divorce him. If she's smart, ride this out, sis. Because California, after so much time married, you're allowed a certain percentage. So ride this out with your man, and then when you can file for divorce that ensures you at least your 50%, then do so. But she's not gonna leave no time soon. Y'all just chill. She's not stupid. She didn't get where she's at being stupid. Okay. MTR, Gilbert Arenas. Who has the higher upside? Whose money is longer? Whose reach is longer? Who's more mainstream? MTR, Gilbert Arenas. Let's not be stupid, okay? Gilbert Arenas on a bad day is better than MTR on his best day. All right, even facing federal charges right now, Gilbert Arenas is still a W over MTR. Okay, Now I'm sure MTR will go on this little rant. See, you should have chose better. You should chose. She did choose better, and she's still in a better position with her man right now in his predicament than she would ever be with any of you bums. Okay, let that sink in. Melly Monaco is still in a better position with her man facing federal charges than she would be with any of you bums. Okay, let's not get this twisted. Let's continue. Yevgeny Torevsky, Eugene of Tarzana, Alan Austria, Alika of West Hills, Yaron Cohen, 27. Okay, YC of Tarzana, and Levgen Krachin. These are all foreigners. Oh, you in bed with the foreign? Yeah, you. Okay. Each of these defendants is charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and one count of operating an illegal gambling business. They're all scheduled for arraignment today. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. So the feds allege Arenas hired a 51-year-old to help him stage the place for games and collect rent. They say Arenas' partners in the biz hired women to serve the gamblers at the residence and added a staff of chefs, valets, and security guards to make the games more enticing. You better hope they don't throw in some sex trafficking on top of this. You better hope and pray sex trafficking charges are not on the back burner. You better hope and pray they say, nah, they know we'll let you live off that. We're not gonna hit you with sex trafficking. You better hope and pray. Let's continue. The alleged business owners, prosecutors wrote in court documents, profited off it all by taking a rake from each pot. Arenas and the 5 other defendants were hit with 2 charges, one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and one count of operating an illegal gambling business. If convicted on both charges, prosecutors say they're facing up to 5 years in prison for each count. So worst case, 10 in the feds. That ain't shit. Okay, that ain't shit. Worst case, y'all, 10 in the feds. Worst case, 10 in the feds. Okay. Worst case, 10 in the feds. All right. Okay. Ay. Black men, what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? So, the 8 were charged in connection to the games that were allegedly conducted between September 12, 2021. Wow. So they've been watching them since 2021. Holy cow. And July 20, 2022. So they've been watching them for 4 years now. Arenas would rent out a residence located on Gable Drive in Encino for the purpose of hosting illegal poker games, prosecutors said. So who told on the games? While hosting a cash poker game isn't illegal by definition, this operation, here we go, crossed into a criminal act as organizers would collect a rake, that is a fee, the house would charge from each pot either as a percentage or a fixed amount per hand. So that's what got them jammed up. Now, you know how you get around this? You say, hey, I need y'all to make a donation for every hand. Donate. Say, hey, you guys need to make donations for every hand. Okay? That's how you circumvent this. A donation. A donation. Seriously. That's how you beat this. The operation even included a poker felt labeled Arenas Poker Club with the image of Arenas in his basketball uniform and famed number 0, officials said. Okay. All these men charged Wednesday. All but Kojo Kari were named in the first two counts of conspiracy and conducting illegal gambling. Arenas was accused of making false statements to investigators in the third count. Gershom and Kojo Kari were accused in another account of conspiracy. Okay, Gershom, an Israeli citizen, and Kojo Kari, an American, of entering into a phony marriage to evade immigration laws of the United States. Gershom and Kojo Kari were accused of misusing of a visa in the fifth count. Kojo Kari all allegedly made false statements in an immigration application. Wow. The card players were treated well at games. Gershom would hire young women who, in exchange for tips, would serve drinks, provide massages, and offer companionship to players at the Gable House. Y'all better pray, hope and pray they don't bring in sex trafficking charges on top of this. You better hope and pray. You better hope and pray. Wow. And in turn, Gershom, Terevsky, Austria, and Cohen would charge the woman a tax. That is a percentage of the woman's earnings from working the games. Those four were also responsible for hiring chefs, valets, and armed security for the illegal poker games. The games involved dozens of people, as exemplified by a July 19 through 20 get-together in Encino, which included approximately 26 players and over a dozen staff working the game. The defendants were picked up without incident on Wednesday by agents with LAPD, Homeland Security, and the Internal Revenue Service. Commerce, y'all. The corporation of the United States of America wants their cut. Render unto Caesar what is his. And it's just that simple. I think this is just the very tip of the iceberg. If he don't get to talking, squawking, snitching, ratting, he ain't trying to do no time in prison. Okay, he's going to be your number one cooperative informant, your number one cooperating witness. He gonna tell it all. Now, here's what my spidey senses are tingling. So if he tells, where's this guy Gershom? You don't know who this guy knows. Where's he at? The Israeli. Okay? This guy here, Gershom, you don't know who he knows. This guy is a problem. This guy is a problem. Y'all better pray for Gilbert Arenas when he gets to squawking, because you don't know who Gershom knows. Y'all talk about Mossad is okay. Mossad is everywhere. Sleeper cells everywhere. Sleeper agents everywhere. Here's one right here. So you don't know who he knows. Okay. Wow. 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 Hey, y'all better start moving careful out here. You should be worried for Gil, because you don't know who the Gershom guy knows. That's very problematic. Yeah, Yevgeny Gershman. He is the crime figure, the Israeli crime figure. Why would you get in cahoots with somebody like this? So you don't think Mossad is real? Here you go. Mossad is everywhere. Mossad is Hydra. Okay? Hell, I think I'm more afraid of Mossad than the CIA at this point. Okay, so Arenas rented out the mansion he owned for the purpose of. So why would you use he used his own property for this dumb shit? So you know the feds are gonna seize this. You know this, right? He's gonna plead guilty. He's gonna plead guilty. He's gonna be an informant, cooperating witness. They're gonna seize, at that house at least. Assets will be frozen. Monies will be frozen. Okay. Gershman, Terevsky, Austria, and Cohen managed illegal pot limit Omaha poker games, among other illegal games, at the Encino Mansion. Collected a rake. Gershman hired young women who exchanged for tips, or you better hope there's no sex trafficking charges. Chefs, valets, and armed security guards were also hired. Krachin worked as a chip runner, in which he tracked players' wins and losses, distribute poker chips to players, and pay employees. Gershman, an Israeli citizen, also charged with Valentina Kojokari with 3 additional counts of conspiracy to commit marriage fraud, and making a false statement on immigration documents. In early 2022, Gershman conspired with Kojokari to enter into a sham marriage for the purposes of obtaining permanent legal status in the U.S. and lied to immigration authorities to procure legal status for Gershman, who provided financial support to Kojokari in exchange for her participation in the sham marriage. Both Gershman and Kojokari submitted false information on the U.S. immigration forms, including Gershman's answers of no as to whether he had ever been detained by any law enforcement official, and as to whether he intended to engage in illegal gambling or any other form of commercialized vice. Interesting that they put gambling there. Okay. Kojokari also arrested and scheduled to make her initial appearance and be arraigned this afternoon. Once again, if convicted, the defendants would face a statutory maximum sentence of 5 years in federal prison for each count. Everybody involved: Homeland Security, LAPD, Major Crimes Division, Transnational Organized... the Transnational Organized Crime Section? I've never heard of that. And the IRS Criminal Investigation are investigating this matter. Assistant U.S. Attorney Samuel Diaz of the Transnational Organized Crime Section is prosecuting this case. Slam dunk. Because Gil's going to talk. Assistant U.S. Attorney Ryan Waters of the Asset Forfeiture and Recovery Section is handling the asset forfeiture related portion of this case. They about to take a whole bunch of shit from Gil. Wow. But Melly's not stupid. She's going to ride this out, and whatever's left, she's going to take half of that and leave Gil. Okay? Simple. She's not stupid. Okay? Let's see. Gilbert Arenas. Do we have arrest footage? It'll TMZ will post it in the next 48 hours. Don't you worry. We'll get the footage. Yeah. TMZ will post the arrest footage, and we'll be here to make videos and content about it. No big deal. Everybody just be patient. Right? Damn, son. Hey, shout out to TMZ, man. That nigga mugshot. Look at this motherfucking mugshot. Oh, let me this is funny. Hold up, let me do this. Let me download this shit. This is funny. TMZ, listen, if you don't think TMZ is the entertainment extension of the feds, mainly the CIA, I don't know what to tell you. That's why they get everything first. Okay? They're not a news source. They're the entertainment extension of the CIA. Like, duh. Gilbert Arenas mugshot. This is too damn funny. This is too fucking funny. This is too damn funny.